Hey, what is up guys, it's Mega and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to give you all my Runick Dragoon deck, a deck that I made about 4 or 5 years ago, but I've used it for today's meta and we'll go through some replays to show you what this deck's all about. So far on the rank ladder I'm about 9-1 with this deck, with the only loss I did was to Regenesis Dogma, for God knows how, and also I did tie with Killer Tunes because of a internet connection. But other than that, let's get into the deck. So today, like I say, we've got 2 copies of the Dragoon package and the free ref. In this deck, I've only running the 1 Dragoon, and we're not running Magicalized Fusion. By all means, you could run the Magicalized Fusion and the extra Dragoon. There's no harm in doing that. You could easily fit that in. The only reason why I'm only running the 1 is just because it's kind of unnecessary because of Vanity's Fiend and because normally the duels don't last too long for you to get into that second Magicalized Fusion. And Dragoon is just really good because Dragoon counteracts the Runics, because the Runics skip your battle phase, while Dragoon you can just do infinite burn on top of an anomaly gate. So ref is really good to merge with Runics. Speaking of Runics, we've got the 2 Fountain, then free Tip, free Destruction, free Slumber, free Flashing Fire, and free Freezing Curses. All of the Runics basically are quick play cards, and they all have an effect where they can do something, then banish cards in your opponent's deck, kind of like a snake's poison, slowly whittling away the resources, because even 1 card is key for a deck. Like, you could, for instance, if you enter up against a Brandon deck and you played Slumber, for instance, and banish 3 cards in your opponent's deck, and they all happen to be Fallen of Albars, they ain't playing, because obviously all their Fallen of Albars are gone. So sometimes it can give and sometimes it can take away. Destruction is a spell and trap card. Destruction and can banish 4 cards to the top of the deck. Flashing Fire is a monster destruction and banish 2 cards from the deck. Freezing Curses is a monster negate and banish 3 cards on the top of the deck. Then the Tip lets you add any Runic card from deck to hand and then banish 1 card. All of this you can activate during your opponent's turn if you have Runic Fountains on the field. Fountain lets you also shuffle up to 3 Runic cards from your graveyard and put them on the bottom of the deck and draw 3 cards. So the deck actually is consistent in order to draw ref, because if you haven't got draw ref, we have a Vanity's Fiend to help us go first. And that's basically what the deck is all about. It's all about with these 2 engines working in tandem. But we do have some other things going. So going first, we have got Vanity's Fiend. In this deck is kind of balanced. I know there's a new deck, but I can't pronounce it. It's a new Pendulum deck, which apparently can search Vanity's Fiend or Vanity's Fiend. It can make them a bit broken. Vanity's Fiend we can only use if we have a Runic playing a Runic card, because a Runic card lets us basically summon a Runic monster from our extra deck. All of them have that effect. So you could play Hugin to try and search out your Runic Fountain, and then just literally tribute off the Runic monster for Vanity's Fiend. Please bear in mind, you can't play Vanity's Fiend and Ref on the same turn. God knows I would love to, because Ref makes it so you can't summon any other monsters. So if you summon another monster, you can't summon out Dragoon. So you have to pick your poison if you have potential both. And Vanity's Fiend is just basically stops opponents from special summoning, and it is really good against K9, because K9s can't get over 2400 attack, because we don't play monster effects in the hand, so they can't gain, or not really any monster effects in the hand, so they can't really gain the attack point increase. Radiant Typhoon Vision is a more consistency card, because every single spell in this deck, apart from Ref, is a quick play. So you can easily draw 2 cards and discard a quick play spell. Again, it's just there for added consistency to try and draw more cards. Now, this is a 41 card deck, mainly because I've got Mind Drain. Originally this was Skill Drain, but someone in a Facebook group I was part of recommended Mind Drain rather than Skill Drain, and to be honest, it's actually pretty good. I really draw this card, so by all means, if you want to make this deck a 40 card deck, I'd cut the Mind Drain. If you want to make it 40, it's basically just makes it so neither player can activate hand trap effects, but because we only in the main only run Malchammy through Gallows, it doesn't really affect us. So you could easily run this, you can easily cut it, by all means. Tikaboo is recommended because it's really good against Yami, Mitsurugi. It's not good against a K9 deck, and it's also not good against Dracotail, because Dracotail, obviously, there is 2 types of monsters, so they can still have both monsters in the field and just play around the Tikaboo, so you have to worry about that. So that's it for the going first cards. Then we have our go second cards. We have 3 copies of Mold Charming Fugalos, the only main deck cantrap, because it's just there for a deterrent. You don't want your opponent to kind of play, but if your opponent does play, you get to draw cards, and if they do our shit, then they've lost 1 card that they was going to use during your turn anyway. And if you draw it during going first, you can easily discard it off Hugin or discard it off Dragoon. Super Poly is a good second card, but you can easily use it going first, because just set it during your opponent's turn. We have a lot of Super Poly targets, so we're not going to be worried about Super Poly. It's just there to break boards, and it is, like I say, quick place is used for visions. It's just a really handy spell card to help break the board. The Fallen and the Virtuous is also another good addition to the deck, because you can use it for 2 ways. You can have a grand total of 3 pops, and you can manually search out ref if you want to search out ref. Like we'll get to that in a minute, but it's just consistent to have 3 pops during your opponent's turn, and again, it's a vision, so it's good for it's just a quick play if you need it. And finally, 3 copies of Evenly Matched. Remaining Evenly Matched because it really does help in the main, because a lot of people don't expect you to main it, and you do need that. You do need, like, all these 12 cards are just really good going second, just to help break, and the Runic cards are also good going second anyway, because you can just play Runic cards on top of all your Evenly Matches and stuff. Just please bear in mind, if you play Evenly Matched, well, if you're going to play Evenly Matched, you can't play Runic card on the same turn, simply or unless you enter the battle phase, because Runic skip your next battle phase, and you have to enter your battle phase to activate Evenly Match. So if you're going to activate both in the same turn, enter battle phase, play your Runic cards, and then you can activate Runic. Then you can activate Evenly Matched. If not, I have had a few duels, which you'll see in the replay, where I have accidentally entered battle phase to play Evenly Matched, and my turn is skipped. And that's it for the main deck. Believe it or not, guys, it's a really good and fun deck. So, like I say, is clapping the meta, simply because they just don't know what the fudge you're playing. So let's get into this extra deck. So we've got 1 Cypher, the Runic main. It's just really good during your opponent's turn, because it's a banish, and then during your turn you can also banish it during your main phase. It's basically just an interruption, and also you can actually summon a token to use for super play targets with. The man, the legend, the Dragoon. Basically, like I say, it's an Omni-Negate, so you discard 1 card, to negate and destroy a card on your opponent's side of the field. If it is on the field or hand, Dragoon will gain 1,000 attack points when it negates. So if you literally play this, negate 1 Lunar Light card, they will never out Dragoon, because Liger cannot out it, because Dragoon cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So yeah, they really do hate it. And like I say, because you're majority of the time you're cut out of your battle phase because of the Runics, Dragoon could just keep chipping away and burning your opponent. I think it's called Scalerection Dragon. I can't pronounce the name. It's basically just here against for Dracotail, spellcaster and a dragon monster, and it really just comes in handy. And also you can use it against you can also use it against Branded if you like as well. Just a really solid card. Super Poly, Starving Venom, just 2 dark monsters. Obviously some of our monsters are dark as well, so you can use it, like for instance Garura and Jerry are dark, so you can use it on your own cards. Really good against Mitsurugi. Predaplant, Dragotail. Because all of our monsters are fusions, they class as the fusion, so you could play a Runic monster just leave Hugin on the field. Your opponent summons any dark monster, you can play Super Poly, negate, and fuse off your Hugin and their monster. Boom, Dragotail, and it's just a monster negate on the field. It's really cool. I think it's Alba Leatius, I think it's called. The Abyss Dragon Albaz monster. This card searches out ref. If it's in the graveyard during the end phase, you can add a polymerization or a normal fusion card from your deck to your hand. Red Eyes Fusion is the normal fusion card, so you can add it to your deck to your hand. Really cool. And you send it off with the Fallen and the Virtuous. Mainly you're going to be sending off Albion off the Fallen, because what you do is play the Fallen, send Albion, pop a card. Albion during the end phase will set another Fallen, and the cycle will continue. So you do need a third target for the third Fallen, and it just so happens that the third Fallen, the Abyss Dragon, can search out ref, or you can do it to the first one because you obviously want to get that ref on the field. So really, it can be Dogmatica package. Garura and Mudguard Dragon are both just good super poly targets. Garura is the same attribute and type, so good against attribute decks, not attribute decks, archetype decks, and if it hits the graveyard you get to draw a card. Mudguard Dragon is the same attribute but different types, again good against a lot of decks like Yami for instance can just keep, and also it can change the attribute and any monster with the same attribute can't be targeted. Jerry and Hugin, you cheese these out with your Runic cards along with Sleipnir. Jerry is, if it's summoned to the field, you can grab a Runic fountain from your graveyard if it's ever in the graveyard, so that's cool. Secondly, Jerry, if it is destroyed by battle, you can destroy one card in the field, and Jerry can't be destroyed by card effects. Hugin lets you discard a discard any card in your hand to search Runic Fountain. This card specifically adds the fountain, which is really cool, and then obviously Fountain makes all your makes you all of your Runic cards quick play cards. Also, Hugin has an effect that if any card will be destroyed, you can banish Hugin from your field instead, and you can do that mid-chain. So just so you know. Typhon is just there because you can turn any one of your Runics or super poly targets into a Typhon, and it basically just floodgates anything with over 3,000 attack, and you can shuffle a monster back in. And then SP Little Knight, you'd be surprised how often you will actually summon this. It's every now and then you do summon it, not very often, but every now and then it does actually come up, and it's just a really good link monster. For the side deck, we're running 2 copies of the Dark Kaiju, just because the Dark Attribute Kaiju, just because it is a Dark Attribute, so it's easier for Dragotail and Starving Venom, and it's just handy against Lunar Light. Ally of Justice Quarantine is just an insta win near enough against Yami, because neither player can special summon light monsters. You just normal summon this. Yami then can't really play because all their deck is light. Rip. Then we are running we're running 2 Ash, 3 Bell, and 3 Droll. These hand traps are obviously, again, if you get depending on your matchup. So for instance, if I know I'm going up against like Dracotail, I'll most probably side in the Ash and the Bell, because Bell is really good against Dracotail, and actually good against Mitsurugi and all actually. But I'll side out like the Tikaboo, the Mind Drain, and maybe the Typhoons to get them in. But if I know, for instance, I'm going to go second, or so if I know I'm going to go first, I'll side out the Fugalos, the Evenly Match, because you don't need them going first. The more for to go second plays. Droll again is just good against certain matchups. Like Mitsurugi is just a handy card, really good. But if I know I'm going to go second, I definitely know for a fact, and some hand traps aren't good, I'll side in the Lightning Storms, taking out most probably Vanity's Fiend, the Mind Drain, and Tikaboo, because then you still got one Vanity's Fiend just in case. So yeah, the deck is pretty. So the side deck is kind of weird. You'd think I'd main the hand traps, but sometimes it's just good to side them in, because, like I say, majority of the time it all depends on the matchup. Not every hand trap is good against every deck, so there's no point maining all of them if you're not going to use them all. So let's go into some replays. So here is our first matchup against a branded player. The internet kind of crashed, so it starts off in the first one. He has a full ass long combo that branded players do. We have got obviously we've got a draw, evenly matched, branded tip, Runic tip, monster negate, and monster pop and a monster negate. Again, it's just basically going through the motions, so we'll see what he ends on and we'll go from there. Okay. So, our opponent has a bounce, a monster negate, a banish on our field, on our turn because of Mirror Jade, and if we out Mirror Jade by any means, he's going to nuke our field. He's got a pot with a Fallen, and Mercuria is a negate because he controls a monster with Fallen Alabasta material and a set card. Quem can also ban it, can also resurrect the Mirror Jade, so we do need to be careful of that. So pretty decent end board, but nothing that an evenly match can't fix. We could just shotgun the evenly match. Let's see what we draw. So we draw another Fallen. So what I tried to do was shotgun the Fallen to pop the Mirror Jade, because then evenly matches live, because he could just play the Mercury and negate evenly match. So I want to try and get evenly matched live. So we pop the Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade's effect activates, and then obviously Krem activates to resurrect the Mirror Jade, which I've completely forgot about. So I played Freezic Curses to try to negate Quem, and then I chained Radiant Typhoon to draw 2 cards to try and search through the deck more. But and we're going to discard the Fallen because we don't need 2 copies, and we've sent an Albion, so we'll get the 3rd copy of the Fallen anyway. So now during the main phase, we already know he doesn't have Ash Blossom. We know he's got a pop. It all depends what that set card is. So we're going to play Ref to summon out Dragoon, simply because at this point he's free and he is an Omnigate. And he can't play the Fallen to target Dragoon because it can't be targeted. And even if he could, it can't be destroyed. So at this point I'm feeling very confident. And then he flips Super Polymerization, which I was not expecting, and that absolutely wrecks us. So what I do, and then obviously off the... I think it's off Krem, he gets to add Born of Out. No, Brandon lost, he adds Born of Outbaz to hand. I play the tip to add Fountain, and then I was going to activate Evenly Matched during his turn. Because I played a Runic card, I'm cut out of my own net. I'm cut out of my battle phase, so you see what I mean? If it weren't for the... Well, because Albion was sent to the graveyard, we could set another Fallen. So we've lost our only Dragoon, we've only got a pop. We're looking pretty bleak here. So, right, what's he doing now? So we set. So we had to. So somehow we've survived the turn. During the battle phase, I decided to pop the quarters to suffer big damage. He then activates Krem's effect, which I forgot to resurrect Mirror Jade, and I didn't realise this thing floated into Albion. So I actually made my life harder because I activated the Fallen. So I'm going to take a lot of damage here. But I decided to not activate Evenly Matched. I decided to hold it. Simply because he's got a Fallen on the field. If I evenly match the field, he'll just leave like Mirror Jade in the field, and he has a Fallen already in his hand. We saw him search it. So all he'll do is just reset the Fallen, because I really don't want Runic Fountain to go. I need Runic Fountain in the field because I need to draw some extra cards. And all I'd do is if I activated Fountain now, he'll just chain the Fallen, pop it, and I wouldn't get to do anything. So we decided to hold the evenly match because I want him to reset the Fallen, and he even set Branded Banishment off the Albion, so I want to hit as much targets as possible. And then obviously, like I say, that the Abyss Dragon searched Ref, but obviously we can't play it but it's just good to just deck fit, and we top deck and move Gallion for Gallo, so not really a great hand. But I was in a pickle. Because he hasn't shotgun Banishment, I could activate for Gallows, but then he'll just chain the Banishment anyway. So I decided, what the hey, just play the evenly matched. Because I've obviously played it, I can't chain for Gallows because I've got a card in the field. So our opponent actually does nothing to the evenly match and just keeps his 1 card face down. So what we do now is because our field is now because obviously the threat is gone, we can now play the Hugin, Fountain the Hugin, Freezing Curses, summon out Hugin, and what I decided to do now is chain block so he can't Ash the Fountain. So what we do is play Hugin's effect, Fountain's effect, targeting our 3 cards to draw 3 cards, put them on the deck, draw 3 cards. Hugin, discard the Fugallows to draw Fountain. So we're going to draw 4 cards, and obviously he's chained his Bearbrum for 4 Navalbaz. So here's the Fountain, and then we draw the 3 cards, which is just fire, and because we hard drew Super Polymerization, we're going to chain it and actually play Dragotapel on for us, not for him. So you can't play another Mirror Jade or anything, and obviously because he hasn't actually fought Navalbaz, you have to summon with itself. It resolves that effect, and we get a monster negate. Really handy. And then we play Destruction, popping his set card, which was another Super Poly. Oh my god, this guy just loves it. And we banish 4 cards from his deck. Look at what we've banished. Some really good like searches, consistency for the deck. Obviously we can't enter our battle phase because obviously we have got one, but now we've literally got a monster negate and a pop. during the end phase, I play Fountain to summon out Sleipnir because I want to draw 2 cards. Because I'm trying to dig, at this point, I'm trying to dig the Vanity's Fiend. If I can get Vanity's Fiend on the field, I insta win. He can't do anything. We drew another Evenly Match, which is just another card for Super Poly. We attempt to enter battle phase, which is then skipped because obviously we played a Runic card. Slight-Fierce effect summons out a token because he drew a card. He summons out Ecclesia, but before we can play the effect, we chain our Super Poly using our token in the Ecclesia for Mudguard Dragon, which then ends his turn on the spot. We draw again, still not the Vanity's Fiend, and then we attack with all 3 of our monsters. Evening up the board, we've still got a interruption during the battle phase, a monster negate, and we have a pop, and opponent forfeit. So somehow we managed to win. I don't know how when we didn't have anything. So game 2, he decides he's going first. I side to side out, obviously, like I say, I side to side out the Tikaboo, the Mind Drain, and actually all 3 visions for the 2 Ashes and the Bell, because it really does help. And obviously I want Ash obviously to help against the Branded Fusion, and we draw both Ash and Bell, 2 tips and a cursor. So like I say, this is game 2. Our opponent just does branded stuff, high hopes. He's got Titanic Cloud in the field, Retribution. I thought you would save the Retribution for the Branded Fusion, so you got follow up, but he shotguns it now for Branded High Spirits. So we Ash the Fusion, so he hasn't got a play there. He sets 1 card and passes. Titanic Cloud gets Gwem. Gwem then sends for Blazing Cartesia. I could have belled the Cartesia, but I thought there's no need. So Cartesia is back in his hand. So we draw for turn. We play the tip. Start the Fountain during the draw phase. Banish Alaba. Play a Fountain. Activate Freezing Curses and use this special summon effect. Summon out Hugin. I could get really greedy, but I decided not to. So the greedy play here would be Hugin to send tip. Chain Link 1, Fountain to draw 3 cards. However, then if he then ashed, because Fountain Chain Link 2, I would draw nothing and I would have nothing during his turn. I'd literally just get a Fountain. So I decided to just keep the tip in case he ashed me, because then I could play the tip during his turn and draw 3 cards. So he activates Cartesia's effect to try and get back Fallen of Albaz. We chain Bell to stop this, and then we're going to draw 2 cards, which is Slumber and our Freezing Curses. I normal summon Ash, which might think, what the hell is he doing? And play SB Little Knight, because I want to banish that set card, which is again another super optimization. I just can't catch a break. I attempt to enter battle phase, which is then skipped, because obviously I played a Runic card. He then plays Cartesia's effect. I chain tip to add a monster pot because I'm scared of the Cartesia, because then if I can use the effect to pop it so he can't fusion summon. He tries to fusion summon. I play Freezing Curses to negate Cartesia, banish some more cards. I've still got a Runic cards in hand, so I'm not drawing 3 yet. He then takes it to battle phase. We play Slumber, targeting the Despian fusion. So now it can't attack. So that's really, really cool. Then we get to draw 3 cards off the Fountain. Hopefully it's something good. We just drew Ref, which is really, really good. Another Bell, and we drew Runic, and we drew Destruction. We're going to do Destruction, summon out Jerry just to absorb 1 attack. Jerry pops the card Tesia, and then we take the 2500 to the chin. We play this to draw 2 cards. The reason why I do the Flashing Fire is because again I want to draw 2 cards, but I'm trying to bait out Ash, thinking, oh, my opponent will just Ash this, or if he bells even better. I really don't care. I'm just trying to bait out a hand trap to try and get Ref to resolve. Notice he hasn't got anything. I play Ref, it resolves, get Dragoon. Dragoon pops the Serenir, then he obviously sends Branded Opening. I try to pop the Branded monster if obviously Opening protects it. I set Super Poly and pass. He then plays Fallen of Albaz, sending Thrust to try and Fusion Summon. I just Dragoon negate this. Dragoon gains 1,000 more attack points, and then we just play Dragoon's effect to burn, and we attack him for game. Again, we just negate the floating effect, discard, attack for game. And that was 2-0 against the Branded player. What else have we got? Let's go this one. Let's just go to the next one. Let's just work some back. So what are we against this time? So we're against the dracotail. So opponent, obviously it's doing like it's got a really weird build, but it's a very cool build. Obviously uses is Firmina for Cartesia and whatever this one is to summon out his monster and go into Rahu or whatever it's called. But weirdly, it's got no trap cards, which is really good for us. We play the tip for fusion, banish an Ash, play the tip, play the destruction, summon out Slafnir. Then we're going to draw 2 cards, which is met with a Ghost Spell. And also summon Ghost Spell to play out SP a Little Knight to banish his monster. Obviously, my battle phase is skipped because I played a Runic card. He plays, weirdly, stupidly enough, he plays Fallen of Albaz to try to fusion summon, discarding Ketu, which you would always play the Ketu. You would not. I don't know why he played the I don't know why he didn't just play Ketu, because we could do SP Little Knight to banish both monsters. He can't do anything. Both our monsters come back. We top deck Ref. We just play Ref, summon that Dragoon. Do the Bernie attack. He can't do anything. We'd either negate. Also, we can banish some cards with the SP Little Knight. He just sets and passes. One that I lost. Sorry, that was the one that I lost. Sorry. This is game. So that first replay you saw was game 2. This is game 3. This is game 3. So we go first. We decide to get. So we go first. We had Ref, some Runic cards. So because I played Ref, I can't play Hugin. So I could either do Hugin or I can do Ref. I decided to just high roll Ref. Then just set the 2 Runic cards, because then we've got Bell to stop the trap cards. So he plays Branded Fusion. We're just going to negate this because I do not want... Because Branded Fusion's a 1-card starter for all the dracotail stuff. This is what I mean. He plays Performer Pal Dissolver, which is another way to fusion summon. Quite ingenious, actually. And he uses the dracotail Bell and the little one in the graveyard, and for some reason he shuffles back both of my targets in the graveyard. So if anything, I have more cards to discard of Dragoon, which is a bit weird. He normally summons Lacris to try to get another spell card. We negate this with a Flashing Fire, Freezing Curses. He then goes into SP Little Knight, trying to banish Dragoon. Obviously SP Little Knight targets, and he just forfeits on the spot because the only legal target is his own pendulum card, and that's how we won that game. Sorry, I played the wrong replay, but it all helps. It all helps. So let's play the. We'll go here. I don't know which one this was. So this is a game 2 or 3 because I've got Droll in the hand. Obviously, Droll's on the side. So with against Mitsurugi. So he plays Mitsurugi. So against Mitsurugi, you want to Droll, obviously, because it kind of stops them. But because I've played Fugalos, I'm going to draw a card. You really don't want to Droll yourself because you then can't draw. And also, if it's Mitsuyami, you're going to draw a lot. I think this is just pure Mitsurugi. So we're going to draw a few more cards, and then I think when I draw one more, actually, I ref. So I play the Droll. So draw again. This is where I Droll him, so he can't add any more. Because we've already got we've got 5 Runic cards in hand, we can kind of play. It's Mitsurugi Fiendsmith, so I shouldn't have Drolled here. So I should have keep on drawing. So that's just my part. Sadly, it is. It is what it is. So we're staring down a monster negate, something that can nuke the field, but we top deck Ref. So I'm in the draw phase again. I'm going to play Tip to add the fusion. Tip is again trying to bait out for an Ash Blossom, because normally they will just Ash the Tip to stop you from getting a fountain. So now that I know he hasn't got it and we banish Lurie, I'm going to now, also in the draw phase, play Runic with Freezing Curses to negate Caesar, so Ref is online. I play Fountain, activate Ref. He tries to negate with Caesar, doesn't work. Dragoon's effect pops Habakiri, which was lowering Dragoon's attack. And then we deal damage, and then we deal damage again with Dragoon. So now he's down to 2,000 life points. We attempt to end the battle phase, but obviously we can't. So we've still got 3 Runics, and we're going to draw another one during his turn, because during the draw phase, this thing only activates during the main phase. So during the draw phase, we can just dispatch it. Tip activates Flashing Fire. then we're going to draw 3 cards. Even if he ashed this, we can just negate Dragoon. Flashing Fire pops the Serpent, and we draw 3 destructions. So now we've got a Spell and Trap card, and we can't activate Flashing Fire because we already activated it. So we've not really got much, but we can still do some plays. He plays Blackwing Shearer the Phantom. I do not know what this thing does, but I decide to negate it anyway. He then plays this thing, which doesn't do anything. It does Requiem. I decide to negate the Requiem's effect so we can't extend anymore with the fiendsmith. And with that, he just surrenders because he can't do anything. And let's go to the one before that. So we play Visions, we play Visions, discarding another Visions, and draw 2. So we've got 2 Flagellos, Ref, and Tip. Again, I'm going to play Tip to add the branded fusion to activate Fountain. Even if I have nothing, it psychs out your opponent. Again, searching for that, searching in case he has that Ash. So now that I think the coast is clear, I activate Red Eyes Fusion, summon out Dragoon, set, Fallen, and pass. Now, this is a minefield because our opponent thinks we might have 2 cards in our hand. They could be Runic cards because we have Fountain. So you're psyching out your opponent here. So we have a monster. So we have an Omnigate and a pop. That's all we have. A pop and a dream. So he does tax, just showing out Lurie. Lurie summons out to the field. I then on summon use the Fallen to pop Lurie because that shuts down his Fiendsmith plays because he can't get access to Requiem. He then plays is it Mikoto? Plays Prayers to add Habakuri, summons out this thing back. This adds he activates Ritual, which I don't know which one to negate. I just thought the Ritual would be the correct one to negate, so I negated that. And now Dragoon has 4,000 attack points, which can easily out any of his Mitsurugi monsters. He's just playing all his monsters effects. This thing cannot resolve because this thing cannot do anything because Dragoon can't be destroyed. So he's going to try and pop Dragoon. Obviously Dragoon will not be popped. And then he literally just ends his turn because he can't do anything else. And then he drew Ash Blossom for turn. Get right, that was lucky. So he stopped us from getting access to the Fallen. So what we draw on draw, we activate Freezing Curses. I play Dragoon's effect to try to negate, to try to destroy a card on this side of the field. He's playing these monsters' effects. I have to discard one to resolve that effect. I just decide to just chain the Freezing Curses to this effect simply because I want to draw 2 cards, and I want to keep the Dragoon's effect for the draw. And also Dragoon pops the other mod, and also Dragoon's effect still resolves to pop a card. And we do that effect again. And we drew Tikaboo and we drew Vanity's Fiend. Tikaboo alone kills Mitsurugi because they can't play on Tikaboo. And it hits Fiendsmith as well. So he plays the Blackwing Vera. I notice he's got a Blackwing there, he's got Blackwing here. So he's got Wing Beasts. He plays Prayers. I then chain Dragoon's effect to negate the Prayers again. His monster's effect does resurrect, I think, because he tributed a monster. So we play Tikaboo to chain to his Ritual. He gets the Prayers back. He plays Prayers to resummon out this thing, the negate. He's got Ritual. So he's got a Reptile. And he's got a Wing Beast. Tries to pop Dragoon again, and he can't do anything. So that's how we won against that guy. That's how we won against Mitsurugi. What's this one? So our opponent's going first. We chain through Gallows. This is the K9 one. Oh, this is a really good one. So against K9, he gets the full K9 package because we played a hand trap, sadly. We drew Ref, we drew Vanity's Fiend. We've got some Runic cards as well. I think that's the only draw we do, or do we get another draw? No, we do get one more draw. Lightning Storm. You got the Apopus, the Snake Deity, sets 4. Yeah. So what we do is chain. We play Rune Destruction to try and force out the Apopus because I want Lightning Storm to resolve here. He then play. Oh, I remember this one. Oh, this is a really good draw. So he sided in Anti-Spell Fragrance. Obviously, it's a killer during our deck because obviously we have all these quick plays. We play Runick Slumber to try and get a monster on the field so we contribute for Vanity's Fiend. You then change that trap card. I don't know what it does. To bring back Izuna. This is pure K9 because I've never seen that trap before in my life, so it must be a pure K9 variant. We do Hugin's effect, discard the Lightning Stonks. We now got a monster on the field and it's now dead anyway because of anti-spell. He sends the Pierce to try to, obviously, in case I play a monster effect. All we do now is just tribute our Hugin to play Vanity's Fiend, and we just set obviously some Runic cards to try to set some cards. But this is what I was saying against K9, right? Against K9, this deck can't do anything because if we just don't play a monster effect, he can't out it. 2300 attack is the highest they can get. So if we just don't play a monster effect in the hand or grave, he wrote out our Vanity's Fiend, and he can't obviously use the quick play to go into Werewolf because obviously that's a special summon and Vanity's Fiend starts a special summon. So then we just set our hand, we just set everything and just hope that Fiend's enough to get to us. So this is what I mean, right? So he's set a case for K9, he's going to set a case for K9. So if I activate a monster effect, his monsters gain more attack points. So he just set, it just passes, but now I attempt to enter battle phase, because I can do, I just attack into Izuna. But now I can flip up some cards. Obviously I can't flip Ref because of my own Vanity's Fiend is hurting me. But I can activate Tip, and I can activate Freezing Curses. So I activate Runic Fountain, I play the Tip to add the Destruction, because I want to obviously out the stupidly Anti-Spell Fragrance. And then I'm going to draw 3 cards. He chains draw, which means we can't draw anything, so we just repose, set the Destruction. He played a case for K9, which, like I say, this is the card that gains your monster's under attack if you activate if your opponent has activated the monster effect in the hand or grave. So as long as you just don't activate a monster effect in the hand or grave, we're fine. So now he plays Nomori. Nomori's effect is basically a tour guide, and he's just going to tribute a case for K9 to see that we had Lightning Storm in hand. Sets 2 cards, pass. We set evenly matched because just in case he outs most of my board, we have some insurance. He plays Infinite Impermanence to try to negate Vanity's Fiend. I then chain Destruction, targeting that other set card, which turned out to be Frost. So Talons. So sadly, we kind of cooked ourselves there. And our Freezing Curses is obviously negated as well. We draw a card off a fountain, but now the guy can cook. He can really cook us here. I tried to negate Nomori, but I forgot, obviously, in Poem Column. Vanity's Fiend obviously is negated, so now we can play Force Release, turn to Werewolf. Then he makes another Ripper. Try just in case I have some hand traps. He then enters battle phase, right? And now he cooks us. So now I decided to not play evenly match, because if I play evenly match, right, he's just gonna. He then gives him access to play Werewolf. Werewolf will banish our other set card and 1 card in our graveyard. And I don't want Ref to be banished because obviously Anti-Spell Fragrance is in play. I can't play anything with these 2. So for at least if I don't do anything, it's a 50-50 shot. But I believe he can only activate this card's effect if I do something. So because I don't do anything, he can't activate anything. So he literally makes Zeus. Doesn't play Zeus because he doesn't want to out his own board. And then I play Red Eyes Fusion. I just have to shotgun the Red Eyes Fusion because there's nothing else I can do. To make Dragoon, he then plays Call by the Grave, trying to get me to force to negate that because some people do. I play Dragoon's effect to try and nuke a monster on the field. He plays Zeus's effect, in which I just negate Zeus. I pop Ripper, I pop Nomori, and then I try to attack, but obviously I can't because I played a Runic card, and then I just pass. So I've got Dragoon, and I've got a Draw and Lock Bird. I just decided to let these sooner play because there's no point in me negating because this can't do anything, and he surrenders. So somehow we managed to play through all that. It's a really, really good one. So this one I literally just have pure. So again, we're against the K9 guy. But this time we've got double evenly matched, tips, and a fountain. He knows I've now got evenly matched because he did no and check my hand. So he goes into Ripper, sets 1 pass. So sets 1 pass. So he knows I've got evenly match. He's not going to commit to the field because he knows if I do, I'm just going to nuke the field. So we do tip. Try and Ash out and Ash Blossom as well again, just try and force some stuff out in case we drew Ref. We added Destruction to try and just out that back row. There's no point to play evenly match here because we'll just hit 1 card. So we do the Destruction to force out the back row. I then do Fountain, playing Freezing Curses to negate Ripper, banishing 8 cards so far. Look at this look at those hand traps. Look at the consistency we've just forced out of him. And then we drew 3 cards. Basically, at this point, we are literally playing Runic. Just Runic. But he's already outed 1 case for K9. He's already lost a 2nd case for K9, so consistency. He's lost a Joker, and he's just lost some hand traps. So he plays Joker's effect, summon itself on Lantern. I play Tip just to try and hit anything, because those 2 are both the searchers, and we add Flashing Fire. We hit. What I decide to do is do Flashing Fire to hit Joker, and we hit a case of K9. Because we hit a case of K9, Lantern is effectively dead unless he searches out the quick play spell. It's the only thing he can search off Lantern. So then obviously he normal summons Asuna because I have more than 2 cards in my hand. Asuna jumps Namore, and then he makes into this thing, which I have no idea what it does, but apparently it resurrects Lantern. Which he then tries to attack me. I play Slumber to stop Ripper from attacking me. We're just banishing his deck at this point. Look at all the monsters. He's only got 17 cards left in his deck. Somehow we're surviving against this deck. I have no clue. Then he plays SP Little Knight to try to banish Fountain. We chain Destructions because we do it during his turn to summon. So what I was going to do was play Fountain to summon out Hugin, send an evenly match or something to add another Fountain back. So it doesn't really matter that that we lost the Fountain, but he forfeits. So like I say, we basically won just by playing pure Runic. Oh, you'll love to see it, guys. You'll love to see it. Let's just do 1 more replay. I know there's something with Killer Tune around here. Is it this one? Ah, this is one with Killer Tune. So our opponent does some Killer Tune. I have no idea what Killer Tunes do. I'm not even going to try to describe what's happening because I haven't got a clue. So he's set on this thing and set a card. I don't know if that means he's got a lot of hand traps. Basically, this thing is a banish 1 tuner and target 1 card your opponent controls negate. So he's got a negate. Obviously, all these things are tuners. So he's got a negate and he's got a set card. I have not got a clue if that means he's just bricked or got hand traps. I couldn't tell you. So I decide to play during the draw phase the Vision. Again, try and bait out. You're always trying to bait out an Ash so Ref can resolve. So then we discard Slumber, play the Fallen to try and because this will force it out, otherwise he loses his monster, right? And he just loses his monster, really. We play Ref. I have no idea what this does. Adds a Killer Team from deck to hand, and then you can instantly Synchro Summon. Okay. So he adds Mix to his hand. Ref summons out the boy. He then plays a Killer Tune from his hand. We then destroy Negate. Poke him for even more damage now. We set Super Poly. We set Flashing Fire. We tried to set the Fallen, which he negates. With Ash Blossom. He plays Mix. Goes back into this RF thing, which we then just negate with try to pop with RS. He then negates. We then pop the Synchro. Dragoon then goes up to 5k. He can't out Dragoon. We then Dragoon's effect to pop. Even if he negates it, he can't negate it because obviously he has to target. So we would have dealt him 3,500. He would have survived. Well, that was against Killer Tune. So as you can see, guys, I've got plenty more replays, but as you can see, the deck just works in a way. I highly recommend playing. It's just a really fun deck. If you guys enjoy it, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. and comment whatever you would recommend. But it's just a fun deck to play, and as you can see, it's actually pretty decent. So far, I've only lost once with this deck, and it's actually a very fun deck to play. So without any further ado, take care guys, have a nice rest of your day, and if you're watching this at the time of recording, have a Merry Christmas.